You go to any casino anywhere in the world, it's all about being positive. Nice, positive, bright colors, positive music, positive aromas being pumped in through the filtration system. Everything designed to make you want to gamble, to enhance your experience, to make you want to sit there longer. Tell me, when was the last time you walked into a casino and you saw windows? Yes, windows that didn't have film over them, that you could tell when it was day or night. No, it's all about keeping you inside and keeping you happy. Thus, what I'm about to tell you, an idea that first came to me on a Memorial Day weekend many, many weeks ago, is the antithesis of everything that every sports book and every casino out in the world has for their main philosophy. And my philosophy is this: gambling is great as long as you never bet more than you can afford to lose. Oh my God, we mentioned a negative word. We mentioned the L word, the losing word. It's like asking a woman when she's getting married and you bring up the word rain. You just don't do it. Yes, losing. You never bet more than you can afford to lose. Listen, anything done in moderation is okay, but you have to take it a step further when it comes to gambling. Gambling is okay as long as you never bet more than you can afford to lose. And I can personally attest to this. I tell this story every single time Memorial Day comes around because many years ago, started the baseball season, 6 straight winning weeks. 6 straight winning weeks. And at that time, I'm making like, I don't know, maybe $19,000, $20,000 a year. Good money back in those days. In the late 80s, for me as a reporter, it was big money. I'm betting maybe $25 a game. Sometimes when I build up the bankroll, I'm going for the kill. I'm betting maybe $50 a game because that's what I could afford. But baseball's always been the easiest sport to make money on. It's always been the best sport for me to bet on. So I'd slowly accumulated a nice, healthy little bankroll. Probably through the first 6 weeks of the season, I was up maybe about $1,100, $1,200. Yeah, not too bad when you're only betting about $25 a game, and I'm only betting a couple of games a night. It's a nice bankroll. And again, when you're accumulating that type of profit and you're only making what I just told you, what I was making for a year, it's a nice little bankroll. But I'm also betting with a friend of mine, another guy, another reporter. His name was Steve, but we used to call him the Voice of Doom because the Voice of Doom always had this philosophy. His philosophy was always expect the worst and you'll never be disappointed. And in some regards, it's not a bad philosophy either. I will give him some props on that one. When you think about it, why be the eternal optimist? Why be the pessimist? You can kind of go in the middle, or you can take his track. Yes, always expect the worst, never be disappointed. I guess that's the pessimistic view, but then again, there's always a positive outcome, right? If you're always expecting the worst. Anyway, he came up with this brilliant, brilliant philosophy. Now, we used to run games together. We would go our own way when it came to bets, but a lot of games we were betting together as well because we really were in tune. We'd sit there all day, we'd cover games, we'd write about sports, and then boom, at 6:45 every single night, we'd call Danny, our local bookmaker, who was a former principal at a local high school, who made a hell of a lot more money being a bookmaker. And we'd call Danny, we'd get our lines in, baby, by 6:55, we had our bets in and we were ready to roll. But Steve had this great philosophy. He said, hey, we had this bankroll and let's try to really blow it up. He said, let's pick a bunch of teams that there's no way they're going to go into a losing streak, and we'll play the double up theory, as he called it. And we'll bet them, and if they lose, we'll just double up the wager. And if they lose again, we'll double the wager. There's no way they're going to go in an extended losing streak. I thought it made sense on the surface. Granted, I had a degree in journalism. I had a minor in marketing and advertising. I did not go to MIT. I was not a math major. I was not a finance major. I should have probably taken some courses in stats and analysis along the way. Anyway, it seemed like a good plan. We picked 6 teams. 5 of those 6 teams lost at least 5 straight games that week. What are the odds of that happening? Well, they're great when you're betting with a guy that you call the Voice of Doom. They're phenomenal when you're betting with a guy called the Voice of Doom. 5 of those 6 teams, they buried us. Suddenly, Danny is a great guy. Danny is one of those bookmakers who actually cared. Danny, by Thursday or Friday, saying to me, like, Al, you sure you want to be doing this? Because Al is suddenly calling up Danny and saying, hey, Danny, this guy who's been for the past couple of years taking him for $25, $50 bets is suddenly betting $150, $200 on games. He's, Al, you sure you want to be doing this? Because he knows what I'm doing as well. He's no dummy. And I'm like, hey, Dan, I'm committed to it. That's it. Before Memorial Day Monday, I'm done. Saturday night, I am done because my bankroll is gone. I'm now down $1,850 some for the week. Now, the Voice of Doom continues another day. Well, I can tell you, settlement day is Tuesday. That Tuesday, I had money to pay myself off, pay my wagers off. I had to go to the bank and take an advance on my Visa card to loan the Voice of Doom a little over $1,900 on a cash advance on my Visa card to pay off his gambling debt. And it took him months and months. God, it took him like 6 months to finally pay me back the money. And I learned a valuable lesson. Again, it formed that weekend. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. And you'll come across guys that'll have all these wonderful theories, all these great ideas of, we'll do this and we'll do that. And I've got these great mathematical theories and I've got these systems. Let me just remind you, those people, just think of my friend, the Voice of Doom. Was his theory any better than any of theirs? It just doesn't work. Listen, guys, you got to do the work. You got to put in the effort. You got to put in the time. That's what I do every single day. This is what I do to make a living. And this is what I do in baseball, especially where it's not a job. It's not an endeavor. This is a love. I mean, what time is it? It's 1:50. I'm shooting a video report. Why am I doing it right now? A, because I feel good. B, I have nothing else to do at 1:50 in the morning, which is really a sad commentary on life. And C, it's because I just got done handicapping the baseball card because I love baseball and it's not a chore. Sometimes football, I got to tell you, it's drudgery. Sometimes football's drudgery. College basketball, it ain't digging ditches, but sometimes college basketball, when you're sitting there and you're looking at 70 games, you're trying to narrow down that card to 5 or 6 games that you really like, and you've got to do hours and hours and hours of research. Baseball, shoot, take me less than an hour to narrow down the entire card. And that's how it goes. It's a love of baseball. So again, never bet more than you can afford to lose, and you'll never be disappointed. Okay, let's move on to the complimentary plays. Boy, did that complimentary play yesterday suck on the Dodgers and Cubs staying under the total. Where were all those runs for Clayton Kershaw when you cost me money, the Dodgers did, last time when I backed Kershaw on the run line and it was a 1-1 game going into extra innings? Where were those runs then? You get 9 yesterday when he takes the hill and he pitches lousy. He pitches his heart out the time before, and you manage 1 run? Screw you, Los Angeles. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to take the Minnesota Twins and take them at pretty much even money, although some books at this hour. They're a 110 underdog with Urban Santana at home against Tampa. Or against Houston, excuse me, and Brad Peacock. Peacock is making a second straight spot start for the Astros. I dare you to say that sentence quickly 3 times in a row. Urban Santana is just having a hell of a season. Now, listen, this is baseball. We know the law of averages are such that Urban Santana is not going to win 30 games. He is not going to continue to pitch at the rate that he is pitching right now. But while he's on the roll, why not take him? I mean, the Twins have won 7 of his 10 starts so far and 70 innings pitched this season. This guy has allowed 31 hits. 31 hits in 70 innings. He has a 1.80 earned run average. He's coming off a 2-hit shutout at Baltimore. Brad Peacock made his first start of the season against Detroit on Monday night at home, worked 4 1/3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, and struck out 9 as he came out of the bullpen. Twins are coming off an 8-6 15-inning loss to Tampa on Sunday. They opened that homestand this weekend by losing 2 out of 3 against the Rays, but they are still 7-3 in their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Astros capped a homestand by winning 4 straight and 6 out of 7, a homestand that began with 3 straight losses to the Cleveland Indians. They are 15-6 on the road, but still, with the way Santana is pitching and with the Twins still playing relatively damn good baseball, despite losing 2 out of 3 to the Rays over the weekend, I still would rather take Santana against a guy that's going to basically give you 4 to 5 innings, and it's going to be a bullpen game for the Astros, and go with the Twinkies in this spot today at home. So Minnesota is going to be your complimentary play. And here's another play for you too as well. I've looked at San Francisco, and I'm big at looking at pitchers with their home road splits. Matt Moore for San Francisco has been dreadful on the road. 6 road starts, 7.80 earned run average. But at home, and 4 home starts, his ERA is 2.57. And I'm willing to take a shot with the Giants, who, by virtue of beating the Braves the past couple of days, 7-1 was the win on Sunday. They have now won 7 of their last 9 at home. I look at that Giants lineup, and I don't know how they win any games with that lack of offense and that lousy lineup that they have. But I'm willing to take the Giants and Matt Moore at home against Tanner Roark and Washington. Now, the Nationals lost yesterday at home to the San Diego Padres. But, again, I'm going to go with San Francisco and Moore in this one. Nationals, their last road trip, 2-4 as they traveled through Pittsburgh and Atlanta. They're 2-7, and their last 9 on the road overall. Tanner Roark, 4.76 earned run average on the road. So San Francisco, a slight underdog at this hour, plus 105 on the money line in this one. So I'm going to go with the Giants along with the Minnesota Twins as your 2 complimentary plays. I wish you well. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.